Hello all YouTubers, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this third winter forecast for September 13th, 2020. Before I get on with today's video, however, if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest forecast and best forecast from the Weather Dude, then please, every single one of you that is not subscribed, please click the subscribe and the ring and the notification bell so you guys stay up to date with the latest The Weather Dude content. And also, please watch the whole video. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. And this is taking the next step towards monetization, so please watch the whole video. It really does help out my channel a lot. And also, please give this video a like and share this with your friends. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So this is our exciting winter forecast for 2020 to 2021, number 3. So this is our third winter forecast here. In case you guys may not remember, my last one was about 2 weeks ago yesterday, so it was actually about 15 days ago. And my third winter forecast is today. And I make some changes. But keep in mind that this, I'm not saying, again, this is only the third forecast. This is not guaranteed to happen. So don't get upset if what I tell you in this forecast doesn't exactly play out. All right, because it's September. We still have quite a few months left to go until winter. All right, so, but this is my third winter forecast for today. And made some updates, made some changes and tweaks, and let's start by saying we're going to evaluate like the two possible scenarios for this winter. Either La Niña, like a weaker La Niña, or a neutral. All right, now it's pretty much almost a toss-up. I'd say maybe it's a little bit more likely for La Niña at some point, but maybe not because then they were saying La Niña in August, then it didn't. Well, actually, they were first predicting it for July. That never happened. So he said, okay, now it's going to happen in August. Didn't happen in August, so now it's September. And it's really not happening now either. So it's keep getting pushed back, and who knows? It may never happen. But we're starting to see a setup sort of like a La Niña pattern where we have that blocking high. I'll be showing you later in the video over the kind of near the Gulf of Alaska, just west of there. And that will in turn put the jet stream up through the west. So that's why the southwest, south central, and southeast will stay warmer and drier. I think my forecast really hasn't changed for that region. All right, pretty much warmer and drier. We're pretty confident in that, whether it's neutral or La Niña. Well, actually, neutral does actually mean a different scenario for the southeast, but La Niña definitely means some warmer and drier conditions there for the southwest and the southeast. Meanwhile, the northern plains, this is what I meant to say. Either way, the northern plains will probably see a cold winter because both ENS or neutral and La Niña, as I will show you, both play out in cold conditions, as you'll see by the climatological data. Now, the northwest and maybe the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, maybe some wetter conditions, also some warmer conditions a little bit farther to the south. So that's what we typically see in a La Niña. Now, a neutral is slightly different. Instead of the jet stream kind of coming in, it's kind of coming in like this. It's kind of more, it's not flat, I would say, but not quite as significant. However, the neutral, that jet stream is diving down from upper Canada in the Arctic and shooting at really cold air. All right, farther down into the northern plains, the northeast, even the northern mid-Atlantic, Great Lakes. Southeast, instead of being warmer and drier, you guys are warmer and wetter. So what I meant to say was the southwest, south central, and southeast, you guys will be warmer either way. But I think La Niña would mean warmer and drier, and neutral would mean warmer and wetter. So I think the toss-up for the southeast would be what precipitation we're going to have. But for the north, I think we can definitely say it's going to be cold, especially for the northern plains. The confidence is definitely growing. The chances are definitely growing. And we definitely have our Pacific jet stream for a neutral pattern as well. So that's putting a little bit moisture into the northwest, but it won't be helping much because that subtropical jet, that's what really fuels the moisture. And if these two, the polar jet and the subtropical jet really combine, that's where you get those snowstorms unfold. All right, so let's look at our monthly sea surface temperature anomalies for that Niña 3-4 region. And as you can see, now we're predicting November, December, a huge drop in La Niña, maybe even a moderate to strong La Niña. But I wouldn't quite go that far. But they're definitely calling for a week two, definitely at least a moderate La Niña here. So they're calling for a big drop now. They could really be trending downward. But then by February, maybe we're back into neutral possibly. So maybe this could be like for the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, maybe like an active late winter for you guys. All right, that's certainly in the realm of possibilities. So here's what some of the models say for December. We only have December and January. You might recognize this from my hurricane season forecast, my last 20 of them. I do use this pretty much every single video that I do for that series. And you can see that the bird meteorology model, the CAMSIPS model, NASA, and NOAA all show at least a moderate La Niña. And the median, the sum of all these models, is 1.2 Celsius below average. So that is definitely a moderate La Niña. Not quite strong. All right, but definitely moderate. Now, notice January, how all the models start retreating back towards the right a little bit. We're getting closer to neutral. Maybe February and March, we could be back in neutral. So maybe an active late winter for a place like the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Because La Nina, we can see some cooler conditions, but really the neutral, the ENS a neutral year, and maybe even a weak El Nino, like a Mordecai El Nino, would really be an active winter for a place like the Northeast or the Northern Mid-Atlantic. But the Great Lakes will be active this year as well. All right, so let's look at those sea surface temperature anomalies. So you can really see the La Nina playing out here, especially across the Niña 1-2 region. As you can see those purples there, maybe trending towards 3-4 degrees Celsius below average. But we really want to look at the whole Central Pacific as well as a whole, and that's about overall 1 to 2.5 degrees Celsius below average. But also notice what's building here. A lot more warm waters in the Gulf of Alaska, so that is what's going to be pushing that jet stream. Now, what does it exactly dip down? Does it dip over the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic? Does it dip a little bit sooner for places in the Northern Plains to come back up over the Mid-Atlantic? All right, that is certainly possible. Now, here's the thing. When you see warmer waters building off the coast of the Mid-Atlantic, that also does help bring some snow there. You might be thinking, why? Well, when you get the jet stream, or you get the warm waters in the Gulf of Alaska, the jet stream will kind of like dip down and then kind of go north of where those warm waters are, because obviously if it did, it wouldn't dip. Like the jet stream wouldn't dip like this, because that means it'd be cooler conditions, right? So that's certainly in the realm of possibilities. Am I saying that's what's going to happen? No. All right, but I think that's definitely one key scenario here. So the CFS model, all right, as you can see, for December, January, February, they definitely keep even those cooler surface temperatures, which also can contribute to cooler sea surface temperatures for that Nino 3-4 region, which really determines our La Nina or El Nino. Now we're going to start to get deeper into my forecast, kind of like showing you some climatological maps and then showing you my own map. So let's get into that. Now, if you watched my first two winter forecasts, you might have seen me use this before, but I want to show this in case anyone new that's watching this, and to show you guys what a weak La Nina and a neutral pattern typically looks like for temperature and precipitation. So what you're looking at here is the precipitation. I've taken all the years going all the way back into the very late 40s, all right, that all these years you see listed at the top of your screen, all weak La Nina years, and I've taken those years and combined them into a map and saying, well, what kind of precipitation, what can we expect it to look like with a weak La Nina, because climatological data can show us. And like I showed you in that La Nina map at the beginning of the video, it kind of looks pretty similar to that, in a sense that the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, we're seeing some wetter conditions, but notice how the southern mid-Atlantic and down through the southeast coast, some less precipitation actually, but the interior northeast does have some warmer conditions, or excuse me, above average precipitation. Meanwhile, the south central and the extreme southern plains, some less precipitation, same for a place like the southwest and like California. Meanwhile, the northwest though is definitely wetter. So two areas, that's why I'm going to highlight in my forecast here. You'll see definitely the Northwest and the Great Lakes region, two regions that can see some, like we're emphasizing the above average precipitation, all right, for this winter, if we were to see a weaker La Nina. Now, what does a weak La Nina look like for those temperatures? All right, what can the temperatures possibly look like? Again, going back all the way into the late 40s. But notice the northern plains. Look how cold it is. The emphasis, right? We're talking about 3.5, 4 degrees Fahrenheit below average plus, typically when we have a La Nina, all right? Even the Northeast, right? Look at the Northeast, extreme northern mid-Atlantic, even northern and central plains, the Rockies, even the West, all the West Coast pretty much is slightly cooler. So I would definitely help with the fire situation, because it's not good, okay, across the West. So some cooler temperatures. Meanwhile, the Southeast and the Mississippi Valley and extreme southern mid-Atlantic regions, including like North Carolina point south, going on the southeast coast and the Gulf Coast, you guys are about, no, I mean, it's not like dreadfully hot. I mean, like maybe 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit above average typically, which is still a lot, but that just really show you where the warmer and the cooler air is. Now for a neutral, what kind of precipitation? We took a look at what our precipitation could look like based on climatological data for a weak La Nina, but what about precipitation with a ENSO neutral pattern? And it kind of changes a little bit, actually a lot. The mid-Atlantic region, all the way down to places like Tennessee Valley, Alabama, Georgia, in this region right here, you guys could see some slightly above average precipitation, which if we do see some cooler air, that would definitely mean some snow along with that. All right, because if we see cooler cooler temperatures and above average precipitation during the winter that can result in snow, depending on where you live. Meanwhile, a place like Chicago down through Texas here, all right, even the southern plains, we got some slightly less precipitation, including Orlando down to Miami and Florida, the southern half of Florida here, excluding the Panhandle, pretty much the entire peninsula of Florida, obviously excluding the Panhandle. And then you got the west coast of the United States with some below average precipitation as well. But the Rockies region, we could see some above average precipitation climatologically. I don't want you to look at this with too much detail. Like, if you live in this county in Michigan over here, and you see the county to your west sees above average precipitation, that doesn't mean that you are going to see average precipitation, right? I look at it on a regional basis, not pinpointing where every single county is in every single color, all right? But you look at it on a more regional basis, even though this is a very detailed map. All right, so let's look at our temperatures now. What can our temperatures look like? Now, this is going back to 1960, by the way. That's how far back the neutral years go. And what can our temperatures look like? Well, basically, about 99 or 98% of the entire United States is going to see cooler temperatures. But again, where is it emphasized? The northern plains. So either way, you see the northern plains is shaded in medium to dark blue, which is why we're so confident in a cooler winter. Much colder, actually, for the northern plains. Now, I said we're really confident. That doesn't mean we're guaranteeing it again. Now, the southeast could see some more, average temperatures. They have the best chance. Anywhere in that white region has the best chance to see above average temperatures, but based on climatological data, average temperatures. And then for the state of Florida, maybe some slightly above average temperatures, but nothing too significant by any means. Now, getting into my map. So we're starting with the precipitation here for this third winter forecast. And hopefully you guys have made it this far. And when we look at our precipitation forecast, like I said, not much has changed, but I definitely made some tweaks to the forecast. So starting with our slightly above average precipitation region. So actually, let me take those dots off of there. Sorry about that. Northwest United States, like the Northwest Pacific Coast, all the way down to Northern Plains, to the Great Lakes, Northern Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast, including coastal and interior Northeast. But where we're emphasizing it, meaning more above average precipitation than the light green region, includes places like the Northern Rockies region. All right, maybe even Duluth, Minneapolis, Des Moines, Chicago. All right, Cleveland. All right, the Great Lakes region, the active Great Lakes for this winter potentially could see some more above average precipitation, meaning it's more significant. Now, our slightly below average precipitation region includes places like just shy south of the Four Corners. We're talking about like LA. We're talking about places like Dallas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, the entire state of Florida here. And then our more significant below average precipitation, maybe around Grand Isle, maybe just west of New Orleans, maybe a place like Corpus Christi, Texas, southern New Mexico, southern Arizona, and extreme southern California, just south of Death Valley, could see some. We're kind of like emphasizing the below average precipitation. Now, as for the temperatures, okay, now this is where things get pretty interesting, because I think the temperature has it's more of a controversy. I think it's more of an arguable topic than the precipitation is. Now, we're going to start with our slightly below average temperatures. Again, Northwest, Northern Plains, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, especially Northern Mid-Atlantic, may not include Philly. I'm moving that up and down, kind of tweaking the forecast as we move along here, kind of like giving you the latest updates. Our moderately below average region does include Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, Ann Arbor. Marquette is actually in the next shade. We'll be talking about that in just a second. Place like Wyoming here, maybe central Nebraska. You guys are like that moderate below average. Then you got your well below average. And I don't say that because it's going to be bone-chilling cold. It will be at times. But I put that there because that's where we have really the highest confidence that we could see some below average temperatures. Because you guys saw either way, with a weak to moderate La Niña or a neutral, you saw this region was shaded in medium to dark blue. So, it was kind of, which this probably will not happen, 99.9% chance. But let's say we somehow flip back to El Nino. That's the only way you're going to really get this area to change, because neutral and La Nina kind of play out as similar years for this region up in here, shaded in dark blue. Now, moving south, this is where we had some slight changes. All right, we got our above average or moderately above average temperatures for a place like the Southeast Coast, Gulf Coast. Then again, that same region I just talked to you about before, Corpus Christi, southern New Mexico, central southern Arizona, southern California, including Death Valley. We have our moderate above average temperatures, and then the slightly above average just outside of that for a place like Dallas, maybe place like the Arcotex region, All right, maybe northern portions like the mountainous region of South Carolina, Blairsville, Georgia, Wilmington, North Carolina, maybe some slightly above average temperatures. How about our snowfall forecast for this winter? Now, you guys saw that for the northern regions, we had the cold emphasized and we had above average precipitation emphasized. So it's a our moderately below average temperatures plus moderately above average precipitation is going to result in some moderately above average snowfall, maybe even well above average snowfall for these same two regions pretty much. So again, the mountainous regions in the northwest, obviously not like places like Seattle, but in those mountainous regions, moderately above average to even well below above average snowfall, including the Rockies region as well, northern Rockies, Boise, Idaho. And then we got in the northern plains and the Great Lakes, another region that we're emphasizing kind of like those above average snowfall. And then I didn't add a for the below average region towards the bottom of your screen. I didn't add a second layer to that yet because, like I said, the confidence we're tweaking it. Confidence may not be so high, but we could expect, because of those warmer and dry conditions, we can expect to see some below average snowfall, to say the least, for places like the southern third of this country. So anywhere from Charleston, South Carolina, due west towards the Arkansas Texas region, Dallas, back towards Phoenix, LA, Death Valley, all regions, even the entire state of Florida, could see some below average temperatures this winter. Now, drum roll please, our overall forecast for this winter. All right, you may have saw something like this in the thumbnail, right? My thumbnails don't lie. Okay? This isn't clickbait. This is actually what my winter forecast looks like. Now, most of the colors do match up with what you think they would mean, like orange means warmer and drier, but some, because I had to run out of some color options, so some colors, you have a key on the right side of your screen, so it's easier for you guys to understand, but some of the colors may be a little bit, you might, like yellow might not be what you think it would be, or green, but I'll be going through here west to east so I can show you guys, and here we go. So our third winter forecast, starting with wet and cold for the northwest coast here. I think that's definitely going to be the theme with that jet stream coming through, bringing some cooler air. Also, storms could be riding along that jet stream, resulting in some weather conditions. So that's how you get wet plus cold. Those red dots, those dark red dots, those are like your mountainous region, so to speak, your mountainous snowfall. Also, there's a huge shade of dark red right there for, again, like Denver up through Cheyenne, Wyoming, the northern Rockies region up through like just east of Boise, Idaho. We have more mountain snowfall. Now, warmer and drier is definitely going to be the main theme, again, across the southern third of the country. Places like the southeast, especially the Gulf Coast, Rio Grande, the entire states of Arizona and New Mexico. We got also Las Vegas included in that, LA, San Francisco, maybe even possibly places like the Sierra Nevada. Now, keep in mind, even if it's warmer and drier, a place like Sierra Nevada gets so much snow anyway, so it may even be difficult to notice a difference. Right, because they got a ton of snow. If I was to go there and it was like a warmer and dry winter, I would still say there was a lot of snow because I'm used to a good amount of snowfall during the winter, but not a ton. I'm not used to a ton of snowfall during the winter, although we've had some before. Now, cold blast and snowy in that purple region, not the dark purple region, all right, but there's kind of like this moderate shade of purple here. Eastern Rockies, Northern Plains, Central Plains, places like Chicago, Indianapolis, Duluth, Minnesota. I'm actually thinking about putting Duluth, Minnesota maybe in like this next shade. So cold blast and snowy, but then in this region we can see some bone-chilling cold and extreme cold at times. All right, not saying it's going to be persistent. All right, the cold will be persistent, but the bone-chilling, that extreme cold, will definitely be coming at times. Not going to be persistent throughout the entire winter because that would be very unsurvivable or close to that. Now, in that pink region, this is what you would call, this is typically where it sets up anyway, so not much changes, but it can change from year to year, but this is where your wintry mix, your winter battle zone sets up. Right in the middle, you got your bone-chilling cold all the way up here. You got your warm and dry all down here. So in the middle, we have that winter battle zone, a wintry mix. Tennessee Valley, we got OKC involved in that, Little Rock, Cape Hatteras, even Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. Although the immediate coastline may not be shaded in that pink because usually it pretty much rains there all the time, not necessarily some snow, but it has happened. If a storm tracks far enough off the coast, then it can happen. I'm not saying it can't. Even a place like I'd say maybe southern Indiana, Paducah, Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, Memphis, Tennessee, STL, St. Louis, all places where you can see like wintry mix, maybe some ice storms, maybe some rain mixed with snow, maybe rain one day and snow the next, or the opposite, that kind of thing. Now in the yellow, the interior northeast, northern New England, including pretty much the entire state of Michigan. This is, I wouldn't quite say worst of winter region. I would say this is where you're going to get a lot of your cold, a lot of your snowstorms. And yes, also that it does include those active lakes regions. So be prepared for that. I mean, I think that we could see some of the... Now, when I say the interior northeast could be seeing the worst of winter, that doesn't mean that they're going to see more snow than the Sierra Nevada, because they pretty much get the most snow out of the lower 48. But what I mean by that is that they're going to be seeing the worst of winter in a sense for what they normally see, right? Kind of like their personal best, not like trumping the entire United States, right? So they could be seeing like a more odd winter than what they're used to, maybe even more snow than what they're used to. And then you have your green region, which I know the Mid-Atlantic, I know how you guys feel. Coastal Northeast, we've been kind of getting ripped off a little bit. We could possibly see a little bit more snow than we have in recent years. And I think it could even be kind of chilly at times as well. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I am doing my next upload, my next premiere. Again, I don't know if it's out yet, depending on when you guys are watching this video. But please consider checking it out. Tropical Storm Sally coverage, and it could be a catastrophic storm for the Gulf Coast. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm the Weather Dude, signing off till next time. Share this video with your friends, subscribe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.